Two local businessmen behind the resurrection of Springfield's Student Prince restaurant have saved another landmark institution. Peter Picknelly, the chairman and CEO of Peter Pan Bus Lines, and Andy Yee, managing partner of Bean Restaurant Group, have finalized a deal to keep the iconic White Hut restaurant in West Springfield alive. Connecting Point's Hershel spoke with both Picknelly and Yee to give an update on how COVID-19 has hurt the bus and restaurant businesses and the latest on the reopening of the White Hut.
We've been able to strike a deal with the Barquette family and the landlord, and it's our hope to open up the White Hut as soon as possible. We're going to start with opening up with a food truck on the outside, perhaps as early as next week, depending on some announcements from the governor. And so that would be our plan, to start opening up for lunchtime with a trailer next week with a food truck. And then, construction is already started on the interior of the restaurant. And we're hoping to be open for, Independence Day, July.
And Andy, what can customers expect when the White Hut does reopen in terms of renovations inside and or the menu? Is it going to be pretty much what it has been in years past, the traditional cheeseburger and fried onions and that kind of thing?
Absolutely. We preserve the secret recipes of the White Hut. We also engaged the previous employment base, and some of those employees are coming back to work with us. We're modernizing the restaurant. We're cleaning it all up. We're bringing it up to current standards. We're not going to ruin the charm. We're going to have that bantering back and forth between customer and employees. So we're going to have the secret recipe with the fried cheeseburger with onions and all the good stuff with hot dogs and milkshakes and ice cream. We're going to expand on the ice cream facet of that. We are going to implement a walk-up window that permits our consumers to go back and forth, because who doesn't like to have a nice ice cream in a nice hot summer day, and they can park in our ample parking lot with plenty of parking, and then just come up and grab a soft serve and also have a hot dog and a hamburger or two.
Gentlemen, why were you so passionate, both of you, in terms of jumping in here and trying to save the White Hut and preserve it for the customers here of Western Massachusetts and even beyond? What was it about the White Hut that you felt so passionate about that you went all out to keep it operating?
Well, Ray, listen, our community's been blessed with a number of great restaurants, but there's very few that are iconic, that have been around for generations. And, the Student Prince is one of them, and the White Hut is another. So, we were saddened when we found out it was going to close, and we really think there's a great opportunity to bring that back. I mean, generations have gone there for hot dogs and cheeseburgers and ice cream with their kids. I mean, I grew up with my dad going there. I've taken my kids there, so we wanted to preserve that, and it's a great part of our community that we didn't want to see go away.
And Andy, what about your employees at White Hut? Are they going to be rehired? Will the same employees be coming back to work?
We will offer every employee that chooses to seek application. The previous administration, we absolutely will avail them to continue to work for the White Hut, because they know the inner workings of the day-to-day business over there. So we're excited. Artie White, the fixture of the White Hut that everybody knows so well, and like Peter says, I've been going there for many years, and I developed a relationship with Art. Art has pledged to come back and to be the manager and the face of the White Hut. We're excited to have Artie White back.
Also wanted to get your thoughts. As you know, the governor will soon be talking about reopening some of the businesses in Massachusetts in phase one of his economic plan. Do you feel that, Peter, the bus lines, and Peter and Andy, will the restaurants that you own and operate, will they be part of this phase one reopening, and how soon would that be?
Well, we need to find out the details from the governor, but in anticipation that he's going to open up with limited seating capacity, then we are going to open up the Student Prince for sure, based on his announcement. We also anticipate that he's going to allow outdoor dining. So we've got a really cool plan working with the city of Springfield, where we're going to close down Fort Street and open up the beer garden parking lot. So we'll have indoor seating within the Student Prince, and outdoor seating with entertainment on weekends, at the beer garden parking lot and on Fort Street. So we're really charged up about that being something great. I think people are kind of pent up, staying at home for weeks and weeks. And, we're hoping they come out. We're hoping they come to downtown Springfield. We're hoping they come to Fort Street.
Peter and Andy, I wanted to get your thoughts on just what this COVID-19 pandemic has meant economically for your businesses. Peter, the bus lines, not operating now. Andy, the restaurants are pretty much closed except for takeout. How devastating has this pandemic been for the bus and the restaurant business?
The bus line's been annihilated. It's devastated by this. We've shut down completely on March 29th, and we haven't operated since. It's our plan to resume service with limited service on June 5th. So that's our plan, and we're going to start up slow and then ramp up as customer demand is there. So
when customers do hop on those buses again, Peter, will there be socially distancing rules in effect? Will they be spaced out? Will they have to wear masks or what?
Yeah, we're going to require all customers to wear masks. All of our drivers will be wearing masks as well, and they've got other personal protective equipment. But it's not our plan to limit the number of seats at this point. We will probably keep the seats behind the driver open, but we're going to require masks. We've got state-of-the-art sanitation equipment at all locations that disinfect the vehicle. We've also got a product that we're applying to the interior of all of our buses that kills all germs, bacteria, and virus on contact. So no other bus company in the United States is going to have their equipment as sanitized and disinfected as Peter Pan.
Andy, on the restaurant end of things, tell us just what this pandemic has meant for you and the many businesses that your family is running.
I think when this all shut down, I think the hospitality, restaurant industry, transportation industry as a whole took it on the chin first. So it's just devastated our business. It just came to a complete stop. With the little takeout businesses that were permitted to do so, some of the restaurants would enjoy some takeout business, while others just wasn't possible or feasible to do takeout business. So it's going to take a long time to come back. We're excited to open our doors. We're going to come back stronger. As Peter echoed, we're sanitizing all of our facilities to ensure consumer confidence, and more importantly, to make sure our employment base is safe too until the vaccine is discovered.
And typically, Andy, what will customers see when they re-enter those restaurants once you do open? What will be the standard operating procedure, if you will, and how will those restaurants look inside in terms of customers, tables, and seating and so forth?
Well, the mandates right now have us 6-foot separations from table to table. So in our view, it's going to be every other table seated. We're striving, and hopefully the governor will see a way for 50% occupancy. Around the country, we see 25% occupancy. Sometimes that's not justifiable to open up your restaurants at 25%. I mean, you get the smaller operators out there with 25%. You got to bring in labor. You got to bring in inventory. It's just not justifiable financially. So some of those smaller restaurants may have to weather it and wait it out. And it's all really predicated on when the governor drops the hammer, so to speak, to opening up these as phase 1 or phase 2. So we're really waiting for what the governor is going to do.